How they define obesity, they measure obesity based on body mass index or BMI. So when you do studies and research, they measure obesity as a BMI greater than or equal to 30. So how you calculate a BMI is just taking into account height and weight. So that doesn't take into account like muscle mass and different things like that. It's just height and weight. So, and then a calculation over 30 is considered obese. This obesity epidemic is becoming such a big issue. So they're really targeting, where is it starting from? Is it adults? Is it children? And so they've done a lot of research. And so they do research on calorie intake. And over the years, since this obesity epidemic has really become an issue, they've noticed that the calorie intake is not a huge player. Calorie intake for children appears to be pretty stable. And what they're noticing is that physical inactivity is really playing a huge part of this obesity epidemic, especially in children. Another thing that kind of points to the fact that environment has a lot to do with obesity, especially in children, is the risk factors that you have living in a home where parents are obese as well. So that kind of shows that the types of situations that people grow up in, they're learned behaviors. And we teach our kids that, be good in the store and we'll get a treat. Eat your desserts or eat your vegetables and you'll get a dessert. That places higher emphasis on higher calorie, low nutrient foods. On the other hand, when a mother is obese, that is the number one risk factor for a child being obese. So whether or not that is showing that the environment, the mom makes this type of food or prepares this type of meal, might be one aspect of it. The other aspect is genetics. That a mother that has obesity, maybe that is showing that genetics is a huge component of it. And then right next to a mother being obese is having a parental, someone as a parent being obese. So either the mother or the father. So again, if it's not the mom preparing meals, but maybe having a father that's obese, that kind of maybe supports the fact that it might be a little bit genetic. Their metabolism might be a little bit different. So there has to be some type of genetic component to it as well. Some people will be able to eat the same amount of food, but their body doesn't require it, doesn't handle it the exact same as someone else that's in another family. But you kind of see those similarities in families. So that kind of leads to a genetic component, which is really interesting.
So we've just heard evidence that childhood obesity can come from both genetics and from lifestyle. If it is genetics, then is that a worthy excuse for children to have and no action needs to be taken? If it is lifestyle, then do we need to take better legal action because of neglect on the parents' part? That's up for you to decide, believe it or not.